Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Allen Fans. Another episode here on a wonderful, wonderful Thursday night as we seek to try and give another great EPL preview for you heading into game week 10 as we take a look at match day 10 and all the wonderful games. We had a lot of goals and some epic results last game week, last match day, and we're all looking forward to seeing what this match day will have in store. I want to say goodnight to all those who have supported Allen Fans in the past. It's been a pleasure being a part of the journey with you as we try to build up this channel and as we try our best to let everybody know what we're doing here at Allen Fans, and we're growing every single week. And we see lots of the fans coming in already. We see here Amija early as usual saying night fellas, and Curtis Page saying night fellas as well too. And there's a question here: any ball tomorrow? They must be very gearing. What's the term? Raring to go in regards to playing ball. This is a local thing here. So, how you guys doing tonight, Shaq, Moy? How you guys
No, I'm
feeling?
good,
This
man. I'm good.
I'm good.
However,
Awesome, awesome. Look, just a big up to Netflix and Chillwell with commanding lead there in our fantasy league, our Island Fans Fantasy League, and I hope he continues to do well. But I think any of us here are rooting for our friend Christoph, who's broken into the top three here. So hopefully he will press on and give Netflix and Chillwell Anton Henry some pressure. He did tell us he's going to win it. Let's hope he does. And if you want to still join our Fantasy Premier League, here's the code. If you have a team and you want to still be a part of what we're doing. So that's that. And yeah, everybody already have their team done up already or not yet? What is it, Moy?
not yet, man.
I haven't touched it as yet.
Yeah, okay, I did mine a little early this time, so I don't forget last time. So that started out, and let's see how well I feel this weekend. So don't forget, of course, on Monday we will have our usual best goal of the weekend, best game of the weekend, player of the weekend, team of the weekend. But if you like this video, don't forget to click like. Do it right now. Just go over that little button, press like, and share it to all your football friends all who love the EPL. Let them know that we are live and we're talking sports. So go over and do that right now because we're going to be talking about a lot of things. So let's jump into what we already know. Now, I don't know if this is officially what it is, but I'm going to use it anyway because I love to use this. Oh, yes, there may be a little bit of breaking news there. Ronald Koeman has been fired from sacked. I can't even say sacked in the morning, sacked already, is what you got to say for him. And he's no longer Barcelona coach. And there are rumors that Xavi, Barcelona legend, may be the new coach. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Did Koeman deserve to get fired? And is Xavi the right man for the job?
I'm always reluctant to say whether or not a coach deserves to get fired because I mean there are a lot of circumstances that go into play. But if the owners and the board felt like he lost the dressing room or this was just an untenable situation, then of course, I mean, they know better than me. They're in the situation. But in terms of Xavi coming in, I'm excited by that appointment. I don't know whether he would do good or not because he's a rookie coach, basically. But I'm excited by that appointment to see if he can instill the values that we saw, or how we saw him playing into this new Barca team. The team is young, so it's not like if he's coming into a team that is littered with star players. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have to really work some magic there and stamp his philosophy on that team.
Yeah. Yeah. Moy, Barcelona currently sit in ninth after 10 games. They have 4 wins. They have 3 draws and 3 losses, 15 points in the board. They've scored 15 goals and conceded 11. Did he deserve the sack?
It's kind of tough as to say whether he did or not. But when your fan base starts to kick up, you want You tend to get the manager out very quickly, and to say that he's basically a club legend of Barcelona. There's a lot of criticism, even so if he's playing Serginho Dest up top, and two straight games in a row he missed two point blank range shots, as you would probably say.
Yeah.
But then it's exciting to see what Xavi can come in and do. But it's still scary at the same time, especially if he does come in and then set to he pass, he wins his first game, and then the next two doesn't go as planned. Then we know how the fan base will kick off. So that's the scary part of it. But if he comes in, hope all well for him that he can restore Barcelona to where they once was again.
Mm. Memphis, good to see you tonight. We see Akani here saying Coleman would not utilize the players he had available and did not complain and blame the players. I think that's what he's suggesting here. If I have that correct. But either way, though, if you're looking at it from that perspective, there seems to be another manager who used to play for the club, coming in to manage his former club, and we see a lot of that with Pilor and Ole Gunnar and Arteta. That seems to be the theme lately. Doing stuff like that. You see, kind of continuing saying, unless Xavi is secretly a tactical genius, is going to turn out like
Wow.
Ali. That's my next point. Is that is Xavi really? Is it a job he can turn down? You know, is it a scenario where like if your former club call you, you have to go, but is he really qualified to coach Barcelona right now, and can he help them? What are your thoughts on that, Memphis?
Uh, I do think if he does go, that they're gonna have to give him time because even if he does go, I don't think Barcelona in a state where they can go out and sign people like that because
Mm,
they with
For
the
sure,
financial
right?
trouble.
yeah, yeah.
And
So,
I think
so
they're going
guys,
from
good.
one former player to another because I think Coleman played for them sometime here.
He did. Coleman did play for them way back in the day. He did. So, do you guys think that Barca can make the top four?
La Liga, yeah,
In
man.
Spain, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not all hope is not lost yet because Real Sociedad is sitting at the top. They are pretty tight there. Real Madrid are expected to be there. Sevilla is in third, and they know no slouch of a team. So then that fourth place spot, you would expect that the former champions Atletico would take it. So I mean, is it really that easy to make that top four spot?
I
Uh,
would say
I feel
I wouldn't say it's easy, but
Sevilla and Betis gonna probably fall out.
Okay, Sevilla and Betis can follow. Uh, all right. Okay, so now the league looks a lot more open now. With
yeah, it's
different.
not politics.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's really tight right now. Real Sociedad is just separated from Real Madrid just by 3 points, and I think they've played a game more. So, it's looking real tight after just 11 games. There are a lot more games to go. But Christmas is just around the corner, and it'd be amazing to see exactly how it all turns out. I'm just saying here, Luis Enrique isn't a bad pick. And
You
Kanye
know,
says the idea is exciting because he's going to use LeMay the youngsters will get game time, but then it becomes a matter of how he performs in Europe. So true. Good point there, Kanye. You got to see exactly what, if he doesn't get the results in, if he loses his next 4 or 5 games, I mean, how much time are they really going to give him, guys? Or are they going to fire him before Christmas?
nah, I think that would be hard done to do that. I think that would be really rough on him because I think
Mhm.
coming into the project, this project, they must have been honest with themselves and understood, and they must have understood what lies ahead. What they currently have and what exactly this current crop of players can do. And I mean, yes, top four, but then a long run in Europe. If the board is expecting that, I think that's a bit naive on their part.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. Good point. Yeah, it would be naivety in general for them to assume the fact that he's just going to take them to be title winning challenges when you consider how young the team is. But let's move over to the Prem. I know a lot of people are looking forward to our previews, and there's some very interesting games coming up. Leicester City versus Arsenal is the first game of the match day, 7:30 Atlantic Standard Time, Saturday, 30th of October. Um, my question, Shaka, I'll jump to you. Will Leicester finish above Arsenal this year? Is that a
Nah,
possibility?
you're mad, fam. You mad? Are you mad? Are you mad,
Nah.
bro? No, look,
Won't
I know
happen.
you know I've been critical of Leicester over the years, and I think that I don't think that they have the best team this year. Look, I look at Tillemans, and he's balling for them.
Yeah.
But the solidity that they had at the back, I don't think that they have that this season, or they haven't shown me that they have that this
Mm.
season. So I think that they're leaking goals uncharacteristically in my
Yeah.
opinion. But
Yeah.
when I look at Leicester holistically, I just don't think, and especially in contrast to where I think my team is going, I don't think they will finish above me this season.
I know
And
you
like I
said you
told
and
you guys, sorry, dear Josh, like I told you
yeah.
guys, the nothing aspect of the all or nothing show series that we have coming out, we did that part
Done.
already. Now it's the art.
Well,
Now it's
speaking
the
of
art.
that, I remember you and Joe used to say that you're gonna judge Arteta. I don't know if it was you, but I know Joe said they're gonna judge
Joe-
Arteta after 10 games.
Yeah,
Ten
Joe said
games
that.
in now. 10 games in now. You Leicester have conceded 15 and scored 15. You've conceded 13 and scored 10. Both of you are level on points.
Go again with that, Josh. I didn't hear that part. I've considered
Sure.
what?
Yes, you conceded 13 and scored
Mm,
10. And
right.
Leicester have conceded 15 and scored 15. So they have a goal differential of 0. But you both are
Right.
level on points. All right. This 10th game, um, win or lose, what are your expectations in light of well, what are you saying from those first 10 games? You saying basically then that it's always upwards from here on out. But if you lose this game, is it a step backward?
It would definitely be a big blow in the gut for me. For us to be, I think we're on what, maybe 8 or 9 unbeaten run right now, and
Yeah.
to lose to Leicester, especially having dropped points at Brighton and Crystal Palace, it would really be a
Yeah.
blow in the gut for me personally. That's why I think. I mean, over the past couple of games, we've seen Arteta kind of simplified everything, a steady 11 consistently, barring injuries. And if we can continue doing that, I for me, yeah, I know I'm really optimistic. Sky's the limit. If we can
Well,
get
I'm
through
looking forward to that
this
game.
period, if we can get through this period unscathed in terms of injuries, yeah, man, I'm being there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's move to the next stuff. How many goals will Liverpool score versus Brighton after getting demolished by City? Let me carry this to Moy. Moy, what are your thoughts on this? Will Liverpool destroy Brighton? Will Salah score another hat trick? He did against United. Why wouldn't he do it against Brighton? Your thoughts on that?
Um, as I thought about the City game, that Brighton is a very good team in defense. They normally show up their defense, and I think with the form that AC Salah is carrying on, they're going to try and protect the defense even more this game, but also try to nick something at them. Because I think they
Hmm.
want to try and everybody wants to try and be the team to get the results off of Liverpool this season so far, since they haven't lost it yet.
True.
But in the end, I think Liverpool could come out, probably a 3-1 win again, a 3-1 win, or 4-1, similar to City.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, I agree with you with that. That we expect Liverpool to win just by how much, you know, and
I think it's
I
gonna be
don't
a
think
good game
anybody's. It should be because
because
Brighton will play their
right,
football, wouldn't they?
I think Brighton could get the result here. I really do think Brighton could get the result here.
But you
They
really
have, where
think
was the game we played?
the game will be played at Liverpool, if I'm correct?
Okay,
Yes,
that
at
changes.
Anfield.
Oh
Because I'm
no,
thinking, Shaq,
I'm
they
gonna
they
go with
they
Liverpool.
decided they were gonna go and play football at City, and they got punished. After what they
Right,
saw Liverpool do United, they're gonna come and do that again, or they're gonna sit and play on the counter.
I
they
think,
should do that,
I
especially with
think
the
if, oh, well,
right, right. I'm done.
oh, I was saying, I think if
Continue.
Brighton can add the energy that they played against City in the second half, they could cause a
Okay.
lot of trouble too. Because
Hmm.
I mean, watching that game against Brighton last week, it was a lot of trouble because City was on the back foot constantly. I
Hmm.
think if they can apply that little pressure throughout the first and second half,
Hmm.
they should be able to hold their own weight though.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think they're the harder team to beat at home when they're at the Amex. So
Mm.
I think
We see
Liverpool
somebody here
will
saying, as a City fan, I want to sell Foden. I don't know why you would want to do that. That doesn't make much sense. All right.
because he missed the
Dan's still in the
penalty.
building. We got to make sure we shout out to Dan. Memphis, talk to me now. Let's talk about Chelsea. You don't have any Chelsea fans tonight, but maybe there's some in the comments who would love to talk about this. Chelsea play Newcastle, who are the bottom of the league. Are they going to hit another 7 again?
No, I don't think so. No, Newcastle, as bad as they are, they're still better than Norwich,
Mm.
and they also offer more going forward than Norwich.
Okay. So
So,
not 7, but 5, maybe
no,
6.
like three.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
All right. So
Newcastle
who's
is
scoring the goals?
Chelsea's bogey team, innit?
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
I say Newcastle is Chelsea's bogey team.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
think to get a result.
hmm Let me go back to Moy. The streak is over, Moy. With the Carabao Cup situation. How do you feel about that? And then have City handed the cup to Liverpool?
It's frustrating. I always talk about City losing these.
What?
These. I've always said City losing these type of games is very frustrating. Getting all these number of shots on goal and cannot finish them.
Hmm
And then in a penalty shootout, it's always 50-50 or maybe even 60-40 when you're looking at City because we have a poor penalty record. But they did well. Other than Foden stepping up first and he kicking out wide. It was tough, 4 years dominating the competition and then just
Yeah.
dropping out.
Yeah.
But we just go. We're just taking a break this time.
Taking a break. So Liverpool win it.
I don't
I'm
know.
back I'm
Arsenal is
interested.
still in there. So
I'm wondering, man, this
I leave it to the prodigy, Arteta to continue. We all in one.
How
this
so?
man
How
just
so? I
forget
mean,
Arsenal.
Or David Moyes winning it.
well, Liverpool are the best team left back. So I mean, everybody would consider them the favorites, right?
Oh, Liverpool
Yeah,
can't
but
bang me there.
Klopp doesn't really like that competition. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
that's
ever
true.
played a
That's
Doesn't
true.
sensible
tend to
team in
play
that
big
competition.
players.
True, but Origi over there scoring back heel, and so he has something to prove.
Yeah,
So
but
from that perspective,
who
there
they play?
still they had to. Everybody have to win what's in beating what's in front of them. Akani here saying, why Memphis sounds so sad because he spent all the time bad talking Spurs, but still under them in the table.
What?
Interesting. All right.
How do I sound sad?
Yeah, I know. Right. Okay. Speaking of Spurs, let's get over to the El Sackico, as someone's saying, they're
Oh,
calling it
what?
for the week. El Sackico. All right. Oli versus Nuno is coming up this weekend as well to Manchester United versus Tottenham. Here's my question: who get fired first, Oli or Nuno? Memphis, talk to me.
Probably Ali. Nuna just get the team.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. What y'all thoughts on that? Do you think we have Curtis to go? It says,
Uh,
yeah, Oli, who get fired first?
I agree with Memphis just for that point. Other than that, I really don't think. I think nobody, none of them will get right.
So you're saying
Yeah.
we could, so you're saying that if Oli loses this game, he's not getting fired.
This is not 3 games they gave him.
Okay, maybe you have some inside information into the United hierarchy that we don't know.
Right. So
Please
Memphis is
give
three
us this
games.
insight.
I think I saw
The 3 games
he
they're
has three
looking for
games to
nine
save his
points.
job. I don't think it's 3 games in the league, but like just the next 3 games.
The
The
next
next
three,
3 games.
okay.
Yeah, he has the next three
So it
games
has
to
to be
prove
all
himself.
wins.
It's 3 games to save his job. That's all it says. So I'm assuming all wins.
Mm,
I don't
okay.
I don't think maybe a sack, but I think these two managers are very on a lot of pressure. So I think whoever comes out the losing team is going to add more pressure, is going to add more fuel to the fire.
hmm
Especially on United. I think it would be much worse for y'all if y'all lose.
I think
Yeah.
United win this game though.
Tottenham have lost more Premier League games against Manchester United than they have versus any other side in the competition. That's 36. So the stats play on their side. But, neither team is in great form right now. It's an away match for them, even though their away match record has been beaten. We see a couple people here saying Akani says we want United to win so that Ali stays. I think most of the league wants that, and Ali job is safe. What's your prediction for this game, Memphis?
This game,
It's at Tottenham, White Hart Lane.
White Ham,
Mhm.
3-1 United.
3-1 United.
Yeah,
Moy,
we're not keeping
I
no
need
clean
I
sheet.
need someone on the other side. What are your thoughts on this?
I think this is a safe result for a while for both managers. So I'm going with a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Okay. Very diplomatic of you. And Sharky, so you think United might win? By how much?
Yeah. I think 3-1. I could either be 3-1 or 2-2 game.
2-2. 2-2 will be great for the neutrals. We'll see how that goes this weekend. Speaking about the neutrals, everybody likes to watch a good Leeds game. Guys, are Leeds going to be able to stay up this season? Because they're not looking too good right now. I mean, they're
So
way down there in 17th. They've only won one game, and they've drawn and lost the rest. I mean, they've conceded so many goals, completely unlike
Josh,
what they've
you're
done
looking at
last
the table
season.
right now.
I'm looking at the table, brother.
Tell me,
Definitely.
tell me, tell me those who are beneath Leeds
Burnley, Newcastle, and Norwich.
and who's
Not
just
Hmm.
above
fourth
them.
one.
And just above them, we have Southampton, Crystal Palace, Watford. Those are the three above them in that
Hmm.
order.
What
Yeah.
I'm thinking is that they maybe they probably have a bit more quality and organization than those teams below them. So
Mm.
maybe Newcastle maybe an exception. And I don't know how well Watford can do. So I think they may just be safe because they have a bit more quality than those who are in and around them.
Mm. So then you're looking at it, right? Let's assume that, obviously, Wolves in 11th, they're fine. Brentford in 12th, they're fine. Aston Villa in 13th, they're fine. So if anybody's going to be dropped down into that 18th spot that Burnley currently occupy, it could be Watford, Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Leeds.
Mm.
Correct?
Yeah,
Watford,
yeah.
Crystal Palace,
So,
Southampton, and Leeds. And if you look at it, Watford got a new manager. Crystal Palace have a relatively new manager.
been alright.
Southampton have had their struggles. Leeds United have had their struggles. And Burnley always managed to stay up. Should we call against Dyche in this?
Yes, sir. Looks
Yeah,
Mm.
promising.
Memphis been singing that tune for a while, innit?
Oh boy, oh
I
boy, oh
mean,
boy.
the other factor that I have today is how um is the injury on Rafinha, is it bad or he should be expected back soon?
I heard that that he could play. He could. It's a possibility. They're not sure.
So I think that's a
you
big
know,
factor for Leeds. It
it
depends on if
is.
he's in or out.
It is. It is a massive factor for them as well too, because they have that big clash coming up, and they're playing versus Norwich, and you think, okay, easy points, right? So I mean, in a way, guys, you would think, why would I want to watch two bottom teams play against each other? But couldn't this actually end up being a really good game? Norwich at home versus Leeds.
Yeah, I mean
Mm,
now should be looking to get their first win. I mean
Hmm.
it's as good as it's as good a chance as they've had in the last couple of weeks. And I think
Yeah.
those past couple of weeks they've played Chelsea, Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. They've had a couple runs of those teams who are in the top half of
Norwich.
the
Norwich.
table.
You're talking about
Norwich, right?
Norwich. Norwich. You're speaking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norwich.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. They've had some tough games. Yeah. Definitely. Recently.
So yeah, that's what I was saying. I was thinking that now is a good time for them to get a win on the board with
Mm,
a struggling
yeah.
league versus a struggling.
Everton play Wolves, guys, on Monday. All right, and so I'm switching to that Monday game
Team.
because I mean, can Everton break into the top six? It seems like they put in these big match performances, and at other times they play like a liquor team. Where are they really? Can they break into the top six, or is that it's just not going to happen? They're a top 10 team.
Top 10 for
Top
me.
10. Top 10.
Top
They
10.
just seem
Top 10.
they just seem little inconsistent, and
Yep. Yep.
every season we expect, they get a new manager. We know how rough it is. And
Hmm.
some of these signings that they make to the team, and we keep giving them, this hope, that is kind of hope that they finally break into top six, as we would probably say every season, but it's so much inconsistency.
Mm. Solid point. If you could take one Everton player on your team, who you taking?
Ben Godfrey.
Let's see,
Interesting. Good.
from Maguire.
Of course.
Good shot. Good shot, Memphis. Definitely.
Um,
What you guys?
right
What you
now,
guys think? Who you taking? We got people like Richardson, Demari Gray, Carver Lewin, Pickford, Townsend. Mina. Who you taking? Andre Gomez.
maybe I give Calvert Lewin a do it. He Calvert Lewin and do it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in between Calvert, Lewin, and Luca Digne, but I think
Mm,
I edge more to Calvert.
okay. All right. Well, since you're talking about a fullback there, we're talking about a former fullback. Let's talk about Antonio. Antonio plays for Everton. I mean, Everton. Sorry, plays for West Ham, and West
Sorry,
Ham
John.
are very big boss.
Just one quick point before you move on there. On
Hmm.
Everton. The core is out
Yeah.
with a long-term injury.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's one of the biggest players. So that could be
He is.
really be bad for them
True,
going
and
out.
Wolves have just won one of their last six Premier League home games against Everton, and it seemed like if Wolves have finally picked back up, in terms of they played really well in the beginning of the season, but they just couldn't get the points. Now it seems
Right.
like they're picking up points here and there
Yeah.
now. So then, what are your predictions in this game? This should be a pretty good game. You don't know which Everton should show up or which Wolves will show up. Wolves Everton, 2-2, 3-3.
2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves. Solid. Wolves at home. That's a good prediction.
1-0 Wolves.
Mm,
1-0 Bulls. Wow, no love for Everton. What do you, Memphis?
no, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No,
Aston Villa
usually,
versus.
usually these games where you think girls are gonna score and everything,
Nothing happened.
not now.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one? This should be a good game too, attacking wise. Aston Villa versus West Ham, and I was referencing earlier the fullback Antonio. Quick question before we get into the actual analysis of the game. Did Antonio make a mistake playing for Jamaica? Should he have held out for England?
No.
Uh,
He wouldn't have made that.
right.
If
You
Vardy in
don't think?
England, Vardy in England so can't get no game. How he
And
could
le-
be?
and right now, would you say that he's better than Calvert Lewin? Would you say he's better than Ollie Watkins?
Hmm.
Those are the two that
Better
are in the
how?
team
What if
right
he
now.
scores more goals than them? What if he scores more goals than them this season? Did
That
he
is
not? Did he
true.
not better? Did he not better himself?
Mm.
Well, I
Good
mean,
question.
we're looking at Ollie and Danny Ings, and they still there to make the competition for that forward spot also.
Hmm.
I just think it would have been hard. It would have been very difficult. You would have to have an exceptional season in order for him to make that World Cup squad.
And
Hmm.
how old is he? He's not that young. So he's trying to give himself some look at himself and say, let me just get some international football in. Because realistically, Harry Kane is the striker for the next two major competitions. The World Cup coming up
Hmm.
next year and probably the Euros again after that.
So
So
then, how
even
do you
Ollie
then pick your?
Watkins,
Go ahead, Sean.
even Ollie Watkins and Calvert Lewin, they're just gonna be waiting in the wings, really.
Mm, solid point there. I guess it's because the form that he's in right now. He's picking up the goals this little, shouldering the burden for West Ham as a striker. And then if he ends up now with 20 plus goals at the end of the season, Drew, if you're in his shoes, are you saying to yourself, boy, take what can make that England squad then we don't play for Jamaica though.
I mean, but if he
Hmm.
just be on the bench,
Yeah, true. And I mean, if you want to go play international football, I would like to believe you want to actually play. So
Yeah.
Jamaica the move. Jamaica the move. Plus, I mean, just imagine him going to Jamaica and Jamaica actually maybe
Hmm.
not winning it, but actually, let's say advancing further than they've ever gone before. Or
Hmm.
something of the sort. that's a good story on his behalf. He can say, "Hey, I was a part of that," as opposed to, "Hey, I watched England win the World Cup on the bench."
Yeah. He's 31. So your point Chuck made earlier on
You see?
about at this stage of his career, he just need games. He can't be there riding no bench
He's
at 31.
31.
Yeah, boy, young Tata.
Yeah, because even to have to make the comparison there, we're looking at when Vardy had stellar seasons, But then there's
Hmm.
just like the Hurricanes in front of him that he's going to strike, and I
Hmm.
mean going into an international break, it's a dream to play for your country, but at the same time, do
Hmm.
you really these type of players? Do you want to be sitting on the bench being second fiddle? I would think so.
Hmm. Speaking of strikers, on the other end, we got two strikers you mentioned before, with Ollie Watkins. And of course, you have the striker that just came in for them, to Danny Ings. Um, is Danny Ings going to end up then holding back Ollie Watkins' growth and development? And at what point can we then start to look at Danny Ings and say his career was a waste?
Ooh, wow. That career was a waste.
Yep.
International
Yeah.
career or just career on a whole?
Career as a whole, considering the amount of injuries that that he had over his career, that he never really lived up to his hype. He's 29 years old, and it's not like if he has his best years ahead of him. I'm looking
You're
back
right.
at Danny Ings' career. It's not. Well, are we
No,
saying then
no,
that he never really did it?
no,
That's
Josh,
a
listen,
bit
what I'm
harsh.
struggling right here is because you may be right. It may be harsh, but you may be right.
Yeah.
Because he can't he'll have a one hot season and he gets an injury and then you don't hear about him for another year and a half. And then he's
Hmm.
always so stop start. So then yes,
Yeah.
we know of his quality, but we've never really get to see it for a prolonged time or at the biggest stages. So then let's not say
What
it's
do
a
you think?
waste, but let's just say it's nothing special.
Mm, mm. Do you guys think Ollie Watkins is going to have a better career than Danny Ings had?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's got to be like that.
How much of a better career, though? That's the thing. I mean, Ollie Watkins hit the scene, and everybody like, yeah, boy, he looking great. Make the necessary move. He's scoring goals, but he's 25. He's supposed to be hitting the prime of his career. It's not like he's 21 or 22 or something at the other. Um, he's a 30 goal striker.
No, no,
Watkins?
Yep.
30's a lot.
nah. In
30's
an
a lot.
Aston Villa team, probably maybe
Hmm.
should be averaging at least close to like a 50 this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, how much did he have last year? I think he had maybe like between 13 and 15
He
last
had
season.
14. He had 14 in the Prem last season. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
Yes.
at Aston Villa, I think he needs to consistently give them 15 goals. And then, of course, if he makes a
Wow.
jump to a better team, add five, at least five onto that.
Bro, in a team with better quality, getting more chances and better chances, I think Ali Watkins is a Golden Boot contender most years. Honestly speaking,
Wow.
his
Wow.
positioning is brilliant. His positioning, the runs he makes, his ability to hold up the ball, he's decent in
Underrated.
the air. He can be stronger, but he's decent in the air. Um, and his finishing is actually not that bad because I mean Aston Villa is not a team that's creating a bag of chances. However, and if you look at a lot of his finishes and a lot of the goals he's scored, quite often they're from some tough positions, and he still
Mm.
managed to put them in the net. Or sometimes the play might not have looked like anything could have come out of it, and he creates something just based on the run that he makes. So I'd say in a better team with more quality going towards him, I think Ali Watkins can be a consistent Golden Boot contender.
Mm. O'Neill says here, Ollie Watkins has potential, but he won't be that guy. So another English player overhyped that just end up
Yeah,
falling by the
he
wayside.
won't be that guy, but can't we say maybe him going to a bigger team might be what pushes him to be that guy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Joe, and this is for O'Neal too. Tell me, give me another name that we could say when you're thinking of Ollie Watkins' potential of what he could be, his ceiling there. Give me a name who we could compare him to then. Of what I'm trying to get the sense of what you're talking about.
We're talking about what Premier League? Or we're talking about past
Yeah,
Premier League
yeah,
players?
yeah, yeah.
That's a good
Somebody you could
question.
compare him to.
In terms of
Yo,
play
I mean,
style,
and that's the thing. Ollie Watkins is probably a combination.
Mm.
Uh, um, yo, let me see. I'd say he has. You see his runs. His sometimes the kind of runs he makes remind me of Torres, El Nino at Liverpool. The kind of runs
Okay.
that he makes. The runs,
Mm.
I would say, kind of reminds me, kind of El Nino esque. Um, I'd say his work rate and sometimes the way he's able to, finish some difficult chances, or the way he
Mm.
just finds a way to squeeze in there and get a toe or whatever on the ball. That's I'd use a United striker. I say that's Rooney esque.
Mm.
Rooney, because
So
that's something
let me
Rooney
ask you a
was good
question
at.
then, Joe. Could Ollie Watkins
Mhm.
end up being the next Danny Ings?
The next man in terms of what the hype.
Yeah, you come in, we all know you have quality, you do a couple of things in the ball, you score some good goals, and then you just die off.
No, I'd say if anybody would become the next Danny Ings, it would be Ivan Tony.
Mm.
I'd say Ivan Tony because
Oh.
yeah, Danny Ings was promising in the championship. He scored goals. He came up. He did. He's done good. I mean, for me, coming up, he's done good. But remember that hype came from when began when he was at Brentford,
Yeah.
right? No,
Who's that?
with
Watkins.
Watkins.
Oh, right. Mhm.
Yeah, but now Ivan Tony is the talk of the town. Plus, Ivan Tony scored a ridiculous amount of goals in the championship, and not only has he come up, he has also come up with talk. so, so I believe he has more attention on him. That can be beneficial to Watkins as well too, because then the attention has gone somewhere else. Because you know how
Mm-hmm.
the media is in quick in. If Ali Watkins has one good season or one breakout season, the
Mm-hmm.
media is going to go crazy with it. But then Ivan Tony coming up, scoring the ridiculous amount of goals in the championship, coming up,
33 to be
everybody
exact.
talking about him,
Mm-hmm.
everybody talking about him as he's the best striker they've seen in forever. You understand? And then
Yeah.
him still coming up somewhat with a kind of cocky kind of behavior mentality to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think he would more be the one that is either hit or bust for him.
O'Neill says here that I don't know why people rate Tony. He's to be honest, he's average. He's the
Very
same
much
age as Ollie
average.
Watkins. He's the same as Ollie Watkins. He scored 31 goals in the championship last season.
Hmm.
So far, he only has 2 in 7 games in the Prem. Um, will he end up having a better career than Ollie?
He's at the better team than him right now.
He is.
So,
True.
but you see when yes, Tony's been showing us that he could be an average striker.
Uh-huh.
When you watch his play, the volume of work, he operates more. He's not a number nine. He's more back to goal. He's trying to create goals as well. So
Mm-hmm.
he's more of that. He's going to be that person that makes that pass to someone else to score. And we may be giving him a raw deal. With
Mm-hmm.
saying that he's average.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not saying that he's a superstar. I'm just saying that maybe just a bit rough or premature to call him out.
Okay. Looking at the games for the weekend so far, I'm gonna get Suka. Good to see you. I'm gonna
Yep.
get you a question here just a second. Who you guys think is gonna which guy is gonna be the best game of the weekend? Looking ahead as we preview the games. Which do you think will be the best? Could be the best game of the weekend?
I should have asked now. Leicester game.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That game looks promising there. 7:30
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
If I'm not choosing that game, I'm though that United game could be a high scoring game, you know.
Yeah,
True.
United
A
It's tight
United
now.
game could be a high scoring. I like Memphis said that one with Everton, that may just be boring. So
hmm
yeah, Tottenham
I'm
United
I'm
for me.
I'm
What
looking
about
at forward to the Aston Villa West Ham game.
yeah, yeah, we were just talking
Aston
about
Villa.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even the
That'll be a
Liverpool
nice game.
Brighton game. What if Brighton score first? Liverpool then have to, come at
Chase.
them. You
Yeah.
never know. That may just be and then just Salah in the form that he's in, coming at
hmm
this Brighton defense. Or maybe again, Newcastle are a better team than Norwich. What if Chelsea go and knock somebody else 7? Who knows?
Uh,
Who knows? All right. Last thing, Suka, who are we
mhm.
captaining this weekend for our fantasy? Who are we captaining this
Man,
weekend for fantasy?
that that goes without asking, man. Salah all the way,
We go with Salah again. So
all the way.
Salah, another hat trick versus Brighton. All right.
Quite
Anybody else?
possible.
We captain anybody else? Could we captain Aubameyang versus Leicester? Maybe a Vardy versus Arsenal. Maybe we can captain a Rafinha versus Norwich, or maybe an Antonio versus Aston Villa, or maybe a Harry Kane versus United. Who knows? I don't know
Yo,
who
that
to captain
Rafinha.
at Man
Yeah,
City.
7.
Or
So
Son.
Triple
That
captain,
Rafinha
son.
is not a bad shout, you
Yeah,
know.
or
He might
Son.
score all them goal in
Yeah.
him this game.
I tell you what, Joe, he may just have him for real. But Moy, as usual, Pep have us wondering, I don't know who to captain for Man
Oh
City
yes,
because you think that
boy.
Crystal Palace will concede. I just don't know who to pick. So that's going to be tough.
Captain Diaz.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good
Captain
shout.
Stones. Captain
Captain
Johnson.
Cancelo.
Stones don't play.
He's the safest person, eh?
Cancelo probably even more safe because, I mean, think about it. He's going to get forward, he's going to get assists, and he probably going to get a clean sheet. So, I mean, from that perspective,
But
I mean, you can
triple
look at it
captain,
that way.
son.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe even I don't know. Norwich gonna score? Will Norwich score
I
against
hope so.
Leeds?
Norwich score
I
goal this
hope
season.
so.
That's a
Against
good
Leeds.
question, bro.
Hey, here we
Uh,
are. The Tottenham
Let me
Manchester
see.
game, man. Salah the way, because the man say Salah Salah score a debut hat trick.
Wow. But Memphis, them man only score. Them, yeah, they've scored. They just, they've conceded a lot. They've,
It's good. Who goes?
they've,
Who
So
who they
so
score
what about
against?
the Watford
they
Scored
Southampton
scored.
against
game?
Watford.
Southampton
They
coming off
scored.
in
They
a hot
scored
game.
2 goals. They scored 2 and conceded 23. Murder.
Back time.
Jeez.
And hear this now. Hear
At
this now.
Chelsea now. At Chelsea now.
Chelsea scored, but here's here. Chelsea scored 23 and concede 3. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, you see, that's
Chelsea
Tottenham back up.
concede. Chelsea concede one less than, well, one more than
And what are they scored?
they've scored. Can you imagine scoring only
Mhm.
2 goals the whole season? This is crazy.
So,
Yeah.
Wow, boy. I mean, who
They
they
scored
striker?
one
What the
against
Pookie? Pookie
Watford.
dead? Pookie
Who
dead?
else they scored again?
Murder.
I-
Oh boy.
I'm very glad to see Norwich is struggling this much. I'm very
Yeah,
glad.
they were your bogey team for a little while there. I don't know what was going on with
so
that there,
where's
boy.
it? Where's the shot? Our captain King.
Josh King.
King versus who
He
this
score
time?
a hat trick, For the play
Southampton.
against
King,
Southampton, no.
Sure.
King
Sure.
versus who
Sure.
this time?
And he the real Norwegian now.
Against
I have
Southampton.
Haaland and Josh
Southampton.
King of the Boston. Let me see.
I mean,
What about Burnley game? Burnley Brentford sound like a 0-0 now. Let it
Yeah,
feel
sound
like a
like
0-0, man.
that sounds like a boring game.
That
Burnley
really
Honestly,
feel like a
Brentford.
0-0 for real.
two teams that defend with
Really.
all 11 man.
I know, right?
Jeez.
It's just guys gonna be dead. But that may be good for centre backs too. Who knows?
Josh, what was the prediction people gave for the Newcastle Chelsea game?
Honestly, I'm saying like a good 3-0 for Chelsea.
You think
3 or
so?
4.
Remember, there's a new manager. He's a new manager because Bruce left for what, last week or so.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
They
So I was
appointed
just saying,
somebody.
maybe the new
Is it
manager
still an
bounce. I
interim?
don't know, or interim manager, whoever it is.
Monchi here says 3 horse race for Golden Gloves this season. Go ahead, Moy. Sorry, Moy. Talk to me.
Oh, you finished? So you could go read the comment, then come back.
All right, yeah. Munchie also says Mendy, Edison, and Sancho. Clever one, Munchie.
Remember, you have to
Gonna be
specify which Bendy.
true. All right, you got a lot of Mendy's there. Some of them in jail. All right, so you
But
have to think about that. Right. Speaking of, he says, Josh, you forgive Oli yet? We'll see this weekend. If you come back with a 4-2-3-1 and nonsense, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens this weekend. But uh, speaking of that, guys, the Basuma thing. I didn't plan to say this. I need to close. I really need to close. But isn't that Basuma thing sad?
What?
I don't know anything else about
Actually,
the
you
story.
haven't followed up on that. What's up with that?
Well, he looked like the man gone prison FC for real now. I
Wait.
mean, you're looking for
Those
real.
are
But
that's
Whoa.
actually true.
you're looking so, and it's
Oh wow.
that's a coincidence, man. And if that really go true, that's another great. I mean, okay, if he deserve it, he
Yo,
did
but
it. He deserve it.
that's
But that was
too,
real sad. But someone's supposed to make that
that's
jump.
that's
Mhm.
crazy. That's two black ballers
hmm
back to back that get
Something
caught up
going
in the
on.
media for that.
Something going
Oh.
on, boy. I don't know
That's
Something.
wild.
what.
What's up
I
with
don't
these
know.
footballers and all
Exactly.
the sports
It's
athletes
sad.
keep getting into
It's
these
Yeah.
kind of confrontation? It's
well,
crazy. I mean, you would say that they're famous, let's say, they could get
yeah,
anybody they want, even older.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you see, Moy, the thing that comes with them is like the public image. Like they carry a big price tag everywhere, basically that they go. So
hmm
your image is something in the public that is always under scrutiny.
Yeah.
You see?
Yep.
But then shouldn't you even I don't know what these guys did again, and you're looking
Yeah.
as if they're what they're being accused of, they did based on the evidence. But I
Mhm.
wonder too if it's also a case of them being trapped. You know, some of these
Mhm.
people,
Very true.
they target the
Yeah.
ballers, come
Yeah.
after them, and then they put them in situations that
Mhm.
force them to fall into these things.
Very
But I'm
true.
just saying, boy, I think every team in Europe now is looking at the possibility of taking on this young baller, and the man could potentially end up into some serious trouble.
Yeah. Serious
You
trouble.
know,
Yeah.
so I mean, let's I don't even know what to say
But
because I mean, if he deserve it, he deserve it.
I wonder if there's
Yeah.
any link between that and the Mendy one.
I have a feeling, Joe. I have
Could
a
be that.
feeling. No,
Yeah,
I
honestly, like
really have a
maybe it's a
feeling.
group of players or something.
hmm
Mhm.
They
Don't
got
forget, don't
themselves
forget
into
that
some trouble.
that Lucas Hernandez possibly facing jail time too
You
you
know.
know from 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 what back before he's doing him and his wife or I think something like that or ex girlfriend.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of wife story, we're not here for the tabloids. We all saw what Cardi's wife posted for a few seconds yesterday. I mean,
Yep.
Them they just
Yep.
full of drama, boy.
she put him up and then she take him down.
Drama.
I
And,
mean,
yo, and that makes no sense, no. Yo, the minute you publish something on social media, especially when you
mm,
have that big of a following, if
yeah,
you
That's it.
publish that, just leave it.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
too late.
Yeah.
Just
Too late,
leave it.
man.
that
It's
man don't
too late.
screenshot that, don't
You don't
send that
Yeah,
around
screenshot that
just
too.
and
leave it.
circulate that before by the
Just,
time you hit delete, that out
Yeah,
there already.
boy. But she knew
Yep.
she
just
was
leave
doing.
that. It's too late.
She knew she was doing though. So
Yep.
footballers out there, behave yourself, right? Just watch it.
Yep. That's it.
we want to see the beautiful game, and not get ourselves in getting any trouble. All
Mhm.
right. But I gotta close the show though, guys. But thank you guys so much for coming on and talking about everything that we've talked about so far. I'm looking forward to these games this weekend. Don't forget to do your fantasies this weekend, as we try to see how if anybody can catch up to Alton
Mhm.
Henry up there. And
Yeah.
of course, please tune in tomorrow night for another episode of Island Fans where we're talking again. We talk some basketball, and it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to make fun of Joe's team a little bit there, and the awful form that they're in. All
Good
right,
on you.
but
Relax.
all
One of
right,
the
so
first time. Best team in the West.
Memphis,
we'll
big up
discuss
Luke,
that.
Yo, Luke is the best player to ever play the game, dog. Talk about.
Oh wow. We'll discuss that and much more. So tune in tomorrow night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. And again, thank you guys for coming in and all of your great contents as usual. I really appreciate it, and I sure the fans do as well. Have a good night, guys,
Yep.
and take care.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.